I'm Melanie Robinson, and as you guys know, I'm a real estate investor just like the rest of you. I've done several different strategies over the years, focusing in BC when I first started on flips and some long-term buy and holds, lots of renovations, getting in down and dirty, blood, sweat, and tears here in BC. I also then spent a couple of years focusing almost solely on New Brunswick with my amazing joint venture partners there. So I am in it with you guys. I know that it's not always easy. I know that it can be super stressful. I also know it can be super amazing and rewarding. So I'm in it with you. And why I'm doing these Mind Power Mondays week after week is because I also know that we can learn all of the skills. We can be doing all of the things. But if we don't understand the power of our mind, if we don't harness our mindset, if we don't really master what's going on in here, it doesn't matter how amazing we are at the strategies, we're very unlikely to achieve the same level of success. So I come on Monday after Monday. I'm a master practitioner of NLP. My background is in, coaching executives and working with different businesses and individuals to help them get to that next level of success. So it's my passion. I love supporting you all with the mindset piece of your real estate investing journey, because I might be a little bit biased, but I do think it's such a critical piece in all of us feeling as good as we can feel and in truly creating the success that we want to create. So that's why I come on Monday after Monday. What do I want to share with all of you? And I love seeing you guys pop on. You guys know that I'm terrible at reading comments. I love to read them afterwards. So please make sure that you comment and engage, whether you're watching this on the replay or whether you're watching it live. I do love to, it's almost, I guess it's selfish. I love to know that, that what I'm sharing is helpful to at least one person. So what do I want to share with you today? What I want to share with you today is, I realized that I have been doing this for almost 3 years coming up in January. Every single Monday, I've missed a handful of them for certain life situations or if I was in an airplane and couldn't do it. But other than that, 3 years. And I was thinking, what is the most important thing? What is Mind Power Monday? What do I mean by mind power? Because I've been coming on here week after week sharing with you. And what do I really mean by that? So here's the thing. I'm hoping that you guys can play along with me for a minute. And I know that, it may be comfortable for you. It may not. But I'm really hoping that you guys can play along with me for a minute to help me help you recognize what I mean by mind power. So here's what I want you to do. And again, this is whether you're watching live or whether you're on the replay. I highly encourage you to do this because this will sum it all up in just a few moments. I want you to take a moment and I want you to think about something in your life that isn't working. Something that maybe it's a project that you're working on that really isn't going well. Maybe it's something stressful that's happening in your life. Maybe it's with a family member, with a child. What is it? All of us have it. So what is an area of your life? What is something that isn't going well right now? And I want you to just think about that for a moment. I want you to think about that problem you have, that challenge you have. And I want you to notice how that feels. When you really think about the problem and what's going on that isn't working, I want you to notice how it feels in your body. And then I want you to think about something amazing. I want you to think about your beautiful children or, a dinner that you went on, one of your best friends and a moment that you had, a vacation that you went on with somebody, a vacation you've got coming up in the future, something you're super excited about. And I want you to think about that for a minute. I want you to think about how amazing that's going to be. And I know it looks like I've frozen, but I haven't. I want you to think about it for a minute. And I want you to notice how that feels. Now I want you to think about your problem again. All the stress that brings. And now I want you to think of that something that's amazing, that's exciting, somebody you love, even if it's snuggling your dog, something awesome. I want you to, and see how that feels. Now, here's what I want you to recognize, and I hope that you are able to feel that shift in your body. Notice, and I know it's weird and it's very fast to do it in this way, but I want you to notice that when you think about the problem that you have, when you think about that thing that's stressful in your life, there's a feeling that's attached to that. And when you think about something that's amazing in your life, something you're excited about, or you're, somebody that you love, there's a feeling attached to that. All of us are sitting here on our device right now. Nothing is happening. Nothing is different. Yet what you choose to think about changes how you feel. That is what mind power is. That is the power that you have within you. That is the power that I have within me. I can't necessarily control what's going on outside of me. I can't necessarily control whether a project is going well, whether a relationship is going well, whether, the market is going well. I can't necessarily control what my children decide to do, what my spouse decides to do, what the government decides to do. I can't control those things, but what I can control is what I choose to think about and when. Now, here's the thing. I'm not saying we live in la la land and don't ever think about our problems or our challenges or our stresses, because we have to, because we need to find solution. We need to come up with creative ways to make that situation better. We need to be able to think about it in order to be solution focused. But if we hang out there, we're going to live our life feeling awful. We're going to live our life feeling stressed, feeling angry, feeling upset, feeling defeated. And when we feel those things, how are we ever possibly going to be able to go out and build relationships, find partners, raise capital, build relationships with realtors, property managers, in this amazing network? How are we going to do that if we're operating at a place where we feel awful inside? We can't do that in the same way as when we're feeling vibrant and amazing. So I know that we all have good and bad happening in our life at every given moment in time. My life is far from perfect, I can assure you. I'm raising teenagers. That creates, challenges and stress, because I'm not a perfect mom. I don't know how to do this. I want to do my very best, but I don't know how to do it. I have a project in Nanaimo that, has created a lot of stress and continues to do that. I have all sorts of different things that are going on in my life that are creating, that can create stress, that need solution, that need my time and energy. But if I live thinking about those problems, I can't show up on Mind Power Monday. I can't support you as investors. I can't be there for my partners and analyze deals and be a good business partner and all of those things. If I'm stressing about my project, I can't be the mom that I want to be. And so we have to be able to, and again, here's where the mind power piece comes in. The power lies in our ability to be in control of what we're choosing to think about at any given moment in time, so that we can be present and do what it is that we need to do what it is that we want to do. When I'm coming on Mind Power Monday, I want to come here in a vibrant space where I can support all of you. When I'm going to, support my teenager in something that she's going through, then I need to let go of my business stuff. I can't be focusing on that. When I'm going into a networking event, I need to be in a certain state, or I want to be in a certain state in order to be able to do that. But there are times when I got to dive into my problem and I've got to figure out solutions for my fourplex as an example. And so, I got to sit in that problem so that I can be solution focused and figure out what phone calls am I going to make? Who am I going to talk to? What might be the possibilities? So the power lies in recognizing that you have both good and bad happening in your life at every moment, as do I, as does everyone. Nobody's life is perfect, and life can be very stressful. The power lies in the ability to choose where you're going to focus your attention. The power lies in recognizing that you are controlling how you are feeling by what you're choosing to think about. When I asked you to think about that situation that causes stress, and you recognized what that feels like when you think about that, versus when I asked you to think about something that is exciting or that you've done in the past or somebody that you love, and recognizing how you feel in that moment. That is where the power lies, because nobody can take that away from you. Nobody can take away your ability to go inside and conjure up whatever feeling you need to conjure up in order to do whatever that next task is for you. So how does this relate to real estate investing, and how you can create your success in this way, or how I can support you in your success, is that if you're wanting to build relationships, if you're wanting to be able to go out and do the things you need to do, pick up that phone, hop in that Zoom, go to that networking event, have that conversation, find the potential deals, market the potential deals, find your partners, find your people, then you need to be able to get yourself in a resourceful state to be able to do that. You can't just think that everything is rosy and perfect and amazing and not deal with your problems. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you live in this place of only focusing on exciting, amazing things. I'm saying be purposeful in where you're choosing to focus your attention. Energy flows where attention goes. So when we're focusing on our problem, we're not going to be in a vibrant state to connect with others. But when we're focusing on our problem, we can be solution focused and come up with possibilities to help us get out of that problem or to change the dynamic of that. So, what did I want to share with you today? I wanted to share with you that if I had to choose one thing from Mind Power Mondays, if I had to help you recognize what I mean by mind power in Mind Power Mondays, I think the most important piece is recognizing the power that you do have. We cannot control what goes on around us. We cannot control what other people do or say. We cannot control what the market does, what the driver beside us does, what the government does. We cannot control any of that. The only thing we can control is our thoughts. How we choose to think about it, what we choose to think about, and recognizing that we can use that power to achieve the success that we want. We can be super, super purposeful in where am I about to go? What do I need to do in this particular situation? And therefore, what can I choose to think about that's going to get me into a state that's going to allow me to do that successfully? That is the key. You guys are doing magic here with real estate investing. You guys are wanting to achieve things that the average person isn't wanting to achieve. If you just go on autopilot and show up to each situation as you, whatever that is, without giving any thought to how you want to show up, what is your outcome for that specific interaction? And therefore, what do I need to be thinking and saying to myself before I go there, before I walk into that room or hop on that call, so that I can be the best version of me, I can achieve my outcome? It's selfish. It's you have these goals that you want to achieve, and how are you going to achieve it? How are you going to get out of your own way in order to be able to achieve it? And this is a big piece. So, summarizing one more time, because I think this is so critical. And if you were to go back over every Mind Power Monday, you're going to see that there's a theme in this, in everything that I share. It's that what we think about creates how we feel. How we feel creates how we show up. How we show up creates the relationships that we build and the success that we create. It's all interconnected. It's not airy-fairy. It's not, oh, it's lovely to have, to be thinking positive and live in gratitude and envision this wonderful future. It's not like that. It's actually tangible. If I want to create that out there in my future, then I need to control what's going on here so that I can control how I'm feeling, so that I can show up in the way that I want to, so that I can achieve the results that I want to. And that is, to me, what mind power is. So Hopefully you guys played along with me. Hopefully you, and if you didn't, then when you get off this live, take some time. I really encourage you to take some time. Notice the power of your thoughts. Notice when you think about problems, things that aren't working, stresses in your life. Notice the correlation between thinking about that problem and how you feel. Notice the correlation between thinking about things that you love, that you're excited for, that work for you, and the correlation to how you feel. And recognize the power that you have to think about what you want to think about in order to feel how you want to feel in any given situation. And lastly, I really need you to connect the idea that it's not just so you can feel great, which is really important, by the way, but it's also because that is directly correlated to the results that you get in the world. If you show up miserable, stressed, angry, frustrated, and unhappy, I guarantee you're not going to attract the success that you want. So it all is interconnected, but it starts here. So there you have it, Mind Power Monday. And that is what mind power is to me. And if I had to share one thing with all of you, it is that. And I encourage you to play with it. I encourage you to recognize the power that it has. And I encourage you to build that muscle so that you can control how you feel, so that you can go and create the success that you want and feel as good as you can while you're doing it. So hopefully that was helpful to somebody. Hopefully hopefully this resonates with one of you. Hopefully you all know what mind power is and you're committed and excited to go out and build it so that you can achieve the results that you want in your life. Have an amazing week, everyone, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.